So today's video comes courtesy of Chinalacewig. You guys know I love my friends over at Chinalacewig. They sent over one of their hot new items. This is a 10-inch deep wave bob, and this is what this beautiful specimen looks like. It is a 360 lace wig, and what's really cool is they have a new item, and basically it's their dream lace. This lace literally is a dream. It's super soft. And this is what I look like with a 10-inch bob. I really love it. The lace is amazing. But I felt like it needed a little bit of oomph. Because it was 10 inches and it was curly, I feel like I could have slayed it so well. But I kind of wanted some color. You guys know I'm obsessed. So I'm going to take this L'Oreal Quick Blue. I went to Sally's and I just bought a whole container. And I just decided to use the whole container. Now, a 40 is the highest developer you can buy pretty much anywhere unless you have a license. And if you aren't a licensed cosmetologist, you can get a 50 volume. I low-key found it on Amazon, but I kind of chickened out and didn't want to use it. I'll have it linked down below if that's something you want to use. And basically a 50 is just going to get you to blonde a little bit faster than a 40. But again, a 40 is a little bit safer because it is made for us who are not licensed and did not go to school for this. I will use it in the future to show you guys the difference between a 40 and a 50, but today I just did not want to ruin my lace. Like, I really wanted to slay this wig. So because I'm using the whole bucket of the blue bleach, I'm going to need a lot of developer. And because it's a powder and you're mixing it with the liquid, it is very easy for it to clump and you kind of mix, forget spaces to mix. So it took me a good minute to go ahead and get all of the mixture completely saturated in a nice thick texture. Now I didn't want it too thick because I did want to apply the bleach to the wig while it was standing up, so I didn't want it too runny to where it would just be running off the wig and onto my floors. I do have my huge old comforter from my old bed set on the floor beneath because I don't want to ruin my floors and I just kind of want it to be protected because y'all, I do make a mess with this type of stuff. If you want to lay it like flat on the countertop, like on top of a garbage bag or something, I feel like that's the safest way to not mess up your home, your kitchen, or whatever area you're using. Or if you have a garage that's nicely ventilated, that will work great too. In my case, I have the air on and the door open so that I don't freak out from all the smell, because the smell is very strong. Now all I did was I went and sectioned it into about 4 sections. Section it as small sections as you can. I would honestly recommend 6 to 8 sections. Make sure you're wearing gloves because this stuff does burn. I've tried to be Superman before many of times and tried to go without, and it burns, literally burns. Like you feel like you need to go to the hospital burns. So don't do that. So again, I have 4 sections here, and I'm just going to go ahead and go as fast as I can. Now understand that the area that you start applying the bleach to first is the area that will process fastest or have the most effect. So basically when you see the wig when it's done, you will see that the back area on this wig is super blonde, the middle is kind of medium, and then the front is a little bit more of a darker blonde. Like this is blonde, and by the time you get to the front, it's like a nice golden honey blonde. I knew this beforehand and this is exactly what I wanted, but if you kind of want the ends darker or the top darker or anything like that, just be mindful of where you place the bleach first and last. Again, and use sections by using like clips and stuff. That way you can kind of know what section to use. Also, if you really wanted to lift faster, use foil. At this point, I'm going ahead and I'm taking like a Tangle Teaser style brush and I'm just kind of working the product in. Now, here's where I made a mistake. I twisted the hair up into a bun. You never want to pin the hair that you're processing. Any little thing that you do to the hair while processing can affect the way the bleach works on the hair. So by twisting it and pinning it, those areas, those crevices that kind of bend may process a little bit different than the rest, and you might have like spaces that are like lighter or darker, but not in a good way, kind of like in a crimped way where it is messed up. So make sure that you keep the hair laying flat. If you want to bend the hair up, use foils to like lay the hair on, cover it, and then flip it. it so that all of the hair processes equally and evenly, if that makes any sense. But foil is definitely a great option to help you to go ahead and process the hair faster. Like, you don't want this on too long, but you really want it to process a lot, like get really, really, really light. Use foil. I chose not to in this video, but it definitely would have made a difference in the entire wig would have probably been at least a shade or two lighter in every section. So even though I went ahead and sectioned this wig into 4 different sections, you can see here that 4 sections is still not thin enough, especially because this hair is deep wave texture. So you have to make sure that you part the hair, twist and turn, and get in every crevice, because what you don't want is big patches of natural brown hair, you know, when everything is supposed to be blonde, and it's very easy to skip a spot, which is why I'm using this Tangle Teaser brush to kind of help me work the product in, kind of spreading the hair apart with my fingers and making sure there are no areas that are missing bleach. Now with the process, you can see all I've done was apply the bleach to that next section, and the back is already smoking, it's already hot, and it's already blonde. So again, that is going to be really, really light. I actually love the color that the back came out. I wish the whole wig would have been that bright, but again, I could have used foil in the top area to kind of make it work faster, to kind of catch up with the back. But with this process, I definitely believe practice makes perfect, and you know, just practicing and trying different methods and such will help you to learn what will work best for you. Now in the front, originally I was just going to apply all the bleach all over the entire wig, and at the very, very last minute, literally when I got to the front, I was like, you know what, let's keep a dark root. I really didn't know exactly what shade of brown or blonde this was going to come out, but I did use a quick blue, which works a little bit faster at processing than the original or the regular BW bleach. So it kind of helps to, it's basically a little bit stronger so that it'll basically process and get you to blonde a little bit faster. Anything you can do to get to blonde faster will be best for the health of the hair, whether it's your hair or you know, bundle hair or wig. You don't want the bleach to be on there for an hour per se. You kind of want to put it on there and figure out what products I can use, aka using a strong bleach, using a higher level or strength of developer, and using foil to process the hair faster than to just use like a 10 volume or 20 volume, which if you use a 10 or 20 volume developer on this hair, you'd probably have to leave it on almost an hour, probably even more, just to get it to the color that we got it, which is why there are different levels and strengths of bleach. Now, I didn't really have a rhyme or reason for the top. I knew I wanted the roots to be dark. I knew I didn't want it to be too chunky or blotchy. So I kind of just went after I was done. I kind of just feathered it out a little bit so that there was no like harsh chunky areas. I wanted the root to be dark in the very front, everything else to be blonde, and then at the end I kind of just started to scrunch it up. I don't even know if this was going to help, but just in my mind I felt like because I wanted it to have the same natural texture in the beginning, I did not want the hair to process bone straight. Like if it was smooth and straight, it was going to process and make the curls not come back. But if I kind of left some texture in there while it processed, it may be less likely. Again, I don't know if this helped, but in my mind it did. But the hair itself was awesome. You know, when I washed everything out, it did not. Here I am trying to get a screenshot. But as you guys can see, off camera, I went ahead and rinsed the dye out. And I forgot I wasn't filming. I let the hair process for about 20 minutes. All I did was once I finished applying the bleach, I came and cleaned out the sink and loaded the dishwasher because there were some dishes, kind of cleaned off my countertops and cleaned up my space from doing the bleaching process. And then once I was done with that, I immediately came to the sink. So that took about 20 minutes, and this is where I was. I probably would not go past 30 to 45 minutes. Like in my mind, I would never ever ever allow bleach to sit on the hair for more than about 40 minutes once I'm done. Like an hour just doesn't seem right. If it doesn't seem like it's processed enough, I would rather you go ahead and remove the bleach, wash the hair, let it dry, and then start over and do a second process than to just keep that same process going for that long, because you don't want to ruin the texture or the state of the hair no matter what texture it is. But you guys can see here there's no finesse to it. I'm using a purple shampoo and my Tangle Teaser style brush to go ahead and Make sure that all the bleach is out. Look how gorgeous that looks, bruh. I gotta get a screenshot of this for the thumbnail. Like, I literally sat here and put the wig in different angles because I really, really wanted to get a bomb thumbnail for you guys. But there's no finesse. I used the purple shampoo from Ion. Ion has been my favorite brand for color processing for a while. I feel like their purple shampoo is bomb. Their developers are bomb. Just everything about their products are bomb, and they help to give you a great finish. If you want a nicer bleach, I do love the Ion bleach. It has a pleasant smell, and it doesn't have the kickback that like the BW does, but it is a little bit more pricey, and the container is a little bit more small. So if you kind of are trying to be a little bit more cost effective, I would stick to BW or the Quick Blue, which we use today. So I did want to tone it. I'm using the Wella T28 toner. And this is going to give us a nice natural blonde. It's not going to go ash or anything like that. It's just going to cancel out any orange, yellow that may be in it to keep it more of a normal, non-clownish look. And then you do 1 part of the Wella T28 toner and 2 parts of the developer. The instructions call for a 20 volume developer. So the quickest and easiest way to measure out and make sure that you have 2 parts developer is just to fill that toner bottle up 2 times over the bowl and just dump it. I kind of do it very messily and quick, so that if there's a little more or a little less, it doesn't have to be completely perfect. If you have a little bit more or a little bit less of the developer, it's not going to kill the process. This is just kind of a rule of thumb. 1 part toner, 2 parts developer. Mix it up really good because it does separate, and go ham and just make sure that you get it as evenly all over the wig as possible. This is kind of one of those things where I don't really section it or, care to make sure that it's perfectly anywhere. Because this is a 10-inch curly bob, I used 1 container of the toner. If this was a long wig, like usually my wigs are probably 20, 22, 24, 26, I would make sure I have 2 to 3 bottles of the toner and then make sure I have the corresponding amount of developer. But because this was, again, a short wig, I didn't need as much as I would for a longer hair. So be mindful. Whenever I buy toner, I usually buy it in like 3s or 4s. I never just buy 1 bottle of it. So I have a ton stashed under my countertops. Now I just took that same Tangle Teezer brush. This I keep with my hair dyeing processing stuff. I never use this brush like in my real hair or on hair that is clean. I literally only use that one for processing hair, and it does an amazing job of helping me to work product through whenever I'm bleaching or dyeing. And this was the final result. I went ahead and towel dried it really quickly. I think it came out gorgeous. I don't necessarily think it needed the toner, but the toner is just a great way to make sure that your look is very professional. Now I wanted it to be this curly, the same exact curls, but I just wanted it to have a dry look. So basically this is damp towel dried hair. I didn't add any product, and I went ahead and diffused, and you can see on the left side this was pretty much the result, and that's not really what I wanted. It did make it frizzy, so I just realized, okay, it needs to be wet and it needs to maybe have a little bit of product for a little bit of hold and allow it to air dry naturally. So I went ahead and added a little bit of mousse, and I added some water, and I went ahead and sprayed it down. I didn't get it completely back wet. I just wanted to bring back the curls without the frizz. And this was the look. It's so gorgeous. I didn't really need to scrunch it either, but I just wanted to make sure that it dried with that great definition. Now off camera, I went ahead and added an elastic band. I also went ahead and swooped the baby hair. I feel like off camera the baby hair came out fire. If I would have done this on camera, it would not have been this good, this simple, this easy. You also want to make sure that you do like a curve parting around the back to cover up those tracks if you are doing a side part. I kind of didn't finish that curve parting, but just make sure that when you go out, before you go out, you kind of have someone check for you. Is my track showing? Action man. Because sometimes he won't even tell you. Sometimes babe won't even tell me my track's been showing all day. So here I am adding powder to the parting. I am using the MSF by MAC in the color dark. What I like about this product is that it doesn't have the red. You guys know I'm infamous for using a powder that comes up red. This comes up more yellow. It's a little bit brighter, so I might use the deep dark the next time. But it definitely is much better than having the red parting. It is a little bit more natural. Oh, I went ahead and shaved my sideburns. You guys seen that some work I gave? I was trying to grow my sideburns out because sometimes I do wear my hair natural and it kind of looks bald when I have bald sideburns. But it wasn't working. They got so thick that everything just didn't look good, you know? And this is it. I went ahead and tweezed out the parting a little bit more. I considered going ahead and chopping off maybe an inch or two and taking it maybe to a 9 or an 8-inch bob. But you guys be the judge and let me know if I should trim down the hair a little bit or not. Let me know in the comments below. Finished results. Details on this wig are linked in the description box. Kind of went through way more than I planned to do with this wig tonight, but I just kind of have been in the mood for color. I keep telling you guys, I want to do color, I want to do color. So as long as I'm in the mood to get color, you guys are going to get tons of videos. Tonight was just an experiment. I was sent over this beautiful bob, curly bob. It was super duper short. And when I first put it on, I thought it was gorgeous. I thought the curls were gorgeous. I felt like with the length that it was and the texture that it was, I could have done something really cute with it in its natural state, but I kind of wanted to kick it up a notch and do something funky, and I did these beautiful curls in a sort of like a honey blonde color. It's like a honey brown, honey blonde color. The 40 worked awesome because my curls literally are just as amazing now as they were before, and I absolutely love the way the style came out. So don't forget to check out Chinalacewig. All of their information is listed in the description box for you guys to check out and to shop. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to turn on your post notifications. I actually like it in front of my ear instead of behind my ear. What do you guys think? Yeah, that makes it look even more full. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe. I'm not going to stop telling you guys. Subscribe. That was a tongue twister. But yeah, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.